This sort focuses on the comparative and superlative suffixes for one-syllable and two-syllable adjectives. If it's more than two syllables, and even for some two-syllable adjectives, we'll just add more or most to the front of that adjective. But in this case, we're looking at the suffixes er and ier for our comparative forms. And those are used when comparing two people, places, things, events, or ideas. And for the superlative, comparing three or more, we'll use the est suffix or iest. The difference between adding er or ier is how our adjective ends. If it ends in a y, we'll drop the y and add ier, but for other adjectives, we'll just add er. If the adjective should happen to end in a silent e, we can drop the e and then add the er ending. Again, if we're using the superlatives, we'll look at est and iest, and if it is an adjective that ends in a y, we'll drop the y and add iest, and for all others, we'll just add the est. Once again, if there are more than two syllables, and even for some two-syllable adjectives, we will just add more or most to the beginning. But for these here, we're just looking at these suffix endings. The word kinder has the er suffix. That tells us that we're comparing two of something, like you could say that Joe is kinder than Bob. It compares two people or two things. It could even be saying that Joe is kinder today than he was yesterday. If we look at the est ending, that tells us it's a superlative, and in this case we could say this is the kindest Joe has ever acted, or we could say that Joe is the kindest person in the room. In that case, we're comparing Joe to all the other times that he's acted, or to all the other people in the room. As we go on, we can see emptier is made from the adjective empty, which is spelled E-M-P-T-Y. In that case, we're dropping the y before we add the I-E-R to make the word emptier. That's our comparative form of empty. And if we were to drop that y and add iest, now we have the superlative form, emptiest, ending with an iest ending, saying something like, my crate is the emptiest of everyone's. And in this case, we're comparing one crate to many others, not just one other one, but to many others. So we have the superlative form. We can keep going through all of these. Stranger, of course, we're not just using it as a noun, saying watch out for that stranger. We're saying as an adjective, this is stranger than that. We're comparing two things, so we have the er suffix. Murkier is made from the adjective murky, which ends in a y, and so we'll change the y to I and add er, or add the suffix ier. If we were to get one more here for our est column, we can look down here and see quietest, and this compares three or more. This is the quietest you have ever been. In that case, we're looking at all the times you've been, more than just two times, but three or more. And if we were to look for the iest ending, we could look at the word fanciest, and we could say she had the fanciest gown at the ball, changing the y to I and adding est. There's a few oddballs that we have over here. The word teacher, for example, is not an adjective at all, although it does have the er ending. This time the er means one who. It does not actually fit any of these. It doesn't fit over here at all, not with our er words, because it's not a comparative adjective. Wander is a verb, to wander around. Again, this is not a comparative adjective, so we would not put that up with the rest of our words. The word test ends with the letters est, but we don't put it up here with our superlative adjectives because we are not comparing anything. We have a noun, the word test, and then also the word arrest. This is another word that ends in the est chunk, but it's not used as a superlative suffix. We're not having the most ARR of anything. So we're just going to leave those off as oddballs. Thanks so much. Good luck.